Hello and welcome to Pantheon of the Geeks. This is a learn to play scenario for Armada. If you've seen our unboxing video, you'll know that we've got a hold of this really cool game. We've had a couple of test games with it, and now we're going to show you the learning scenario, which is in the book you get with it, which uses all the pieces that you get, or all the ships anyway, and I'll show you the deployment for it in the book. And there you go. So there you got the Imperial ship, the Victory in the middle with the fighters on the outside, the Nebulon B frigate at the bottom, the Corvette at the top, and the X-Wings in the middle. There you go, that's the deployment. So I think that matches as close as. So what we're going to do, we're going to play through and see what it's like. Hopefully, if you've not seen any playthroughs of this, there's plenty out there, but if you've not seen any, hopefully this will give you an idea of how the game works. So, let's get to it. The Empire side's over here, with the Victory and the TIE Fighters. I will be representing the Empire. Oh. And over here, the Rebels.
Yay!
Will be represented by Claire.
Yay!
Good for Claire. Okay, so let's get on with it. Okay, so the object of the game is to score more points than the enemy in this scenario. The Empire are at a disadvantage. They've got 17 points less in their fleet than the Rebels do. But that means they can score more points. So the Rebels really have to take out that Victory class ship, which I think you'll see over there. There's the Victory in the middle there. There's all the cards and dice and everything that we need for this. So each ship has a corresponding card. There is the corresponding card for the Victory class. It shows you the shields and attack dice that you'll need, which are also on the base. The base is quite handy because it's got the lines of attack on, to show you which your arcs of fire are. It's a bit distracting from the overall sort of immersion, but I think it's a price worth paying just for playing the game. At least I'll accept that price for playing the game. It's quite handy to have anyway. There we have the special actions you can take as a response to being attacked. The Victory has a brace for impact and 2 redirects. There's the speed counter for the Victory. Now in this learning scenario, all ships start at speed 2. Obviously be adjusted later on, but they all start at speed 2. I think in the normal game you can have them start at whatever speed you want. Though if you're going at 0 speed you can't use any of your defensive actions. The Victory has 8 hit points. The Victory also has 1 dice when attacking fighters. And that's it for that card. It's 85 points, there it is. And that's all we need for this scenario. There's 3 command dials. Oh, it's got engineering 4 and it's got a squadron command of 3 as well, which is quite useful. The dials work, basically you've got to give orders to a ship, and the bigger the ship, the more in advance you've got to give the orders. So this will be a 3-turn in advance orders system. I'll show you how that works as we go along. The other thing I've got on my side is the TIE Fighter squadrons. There we go. Which are speed 4, using the speed ruler. That passes me that. Which is this side. No. You can see it on there. Move up to that speed. So they're quite fast. They only have 3 hit points, which is also represented on the base. And they have 3 anti-squadron dice. And only 1 anti-ship dice. They're not very good at attacking ships, unless you do it in bulk. They're only 8 points each. They also have the swarm ability, which if they're attacking an enemy squadron, you actually get to add another, re-roll a dice. So you need to attack in bulk. You need to use that swarm ability to the best to get any sort of advantage out of this. Okay, so that's my guys. Claire's now going to explain. Hello guys.
So I have a CR90 Corvette A. It means nothing to me, but it does to you. So it's just a ship to me, you see.
Well, that is just a ship. It's not the tentative.
It's a little fast ship, and you'll see how fast it actually can be. It's quite nifty. So this has evade, 2 evades, I believe that is.
Yep, two
Yeah,
reds.
and a redirect.
Redirect.
And this can move at speed 4.
Speed 4.
Yeah. So it's got 2 shields either side, 2 shields at the front, but only 1 at the back. So that's its disadvantage.
It's weak at the back.
Weak at the back, yeah. And it's got 4 hull points, 1 command, 1 squadron, and 2 for engineering.
So it's fast, but it's brittle.
Yeah.
You've also got the
I've also got the
Nebulon B frigate.
Yeah.
The Corvette only has 1 command dice as well, so you can update that every turn. So
There
it's
is
quite handy.
Yep, Nebulon B escort frigate. Again,
One
that's
dial.
got 3 shields at the front, 1 either side. She's a bit dicey, and 2 at the back even.
Yeah. So it's size and weak point.
Yeah, and this can move at 3, and we've got a redirect and 2 brace for impacts.
Yep.
Right, I believe. Yep. And again, 5 hull points, 2 commands, 2 squadrons, and 3 for engineering.
So overall, it's a bit sturdier than the
bit
Corvette.
sturdier.
It does have 2 anti-squadron dice, so it's better at taking out fighters. And then
As you were saying about the command
dials, even
Yeah.
if I said dice before. I meant
Yeah.
dials.
the Nebulon B gets 2,
Yep, there we go.
and the Corvette gets 1.
And the Corvette gets 1.
I also have a X-Wing squadron. You see that on the camera?
Oh yeah, the Corvette's 44 points, the Nebulon B's 57
Yes.
points.
Yeah.
And each squadron of X-Wings is 13
13 points, yeah. I forgot to mention that. So here we are, we have the X-Wing squadron. And with these you get bomber and escort.
Yep, so despite being even better, I'll just show you that again, better in combat against other fighters because they get an extra dice. They've got more hull points, they're a bit slower, and they get a red dice against ships. But they get the bomber ability, which means normally when you roll dice, you can roll critical hits, and squadrons ignore all critical hits, either using them or taking them. But when they're attacking ships, they can actually use those critical hits.
So,
And the escort ability doesn't really come into play in this game.
No.
But when you've got multiple squadrons which are different, if you've got bombers for instance, you can use the X-Wings to escort the bombers. The enemy have to attack the escort ships first. And that's it really.
That's in the next wave though of
that's
squadrons because they've got Y-Wings and...
That's in wave 1, if you will.
Yeah.
And we'll get them as soon as I think, because we do like
Hopefully.
this game.
Yep, definitely.
Cool. We've got the dice down here. If you're not familiar with these dice, there's red, blue and black. That means damage. That means accuracy, which we'll come to. And I think that, there we go, there. That means
Critical strike.
critical strike, thank you. So you can see each dice has got different values on, so, and different ranges. So the closest range firing, this is your firing template here. We've got red and blue, blue and black. So you see the red can go the furthest, then medium to short range being black. No ships in this scenario have black dice. I think the Victory Class 1 does have black dice, but this is the Victory Class 2. I think that's the only ship in the starting set that has black dice. So okay, so I think that's the basics. Squizzle back over here. These are damage cards. These will tell us if there's any critical hits and record the damage that each ship takes. This is an initiative counter which starts on blue, which tells you who's going as far as the squadrons are concerned. It's a nifty little trick that I like that. As you move along, each time you move, you just change that to red and then back to blue in the next turn, and then you just flip that over. So turn 1 will be blue, turn 2 will be red, and so on. And those are the turn counters which tell us which turn it is. Set on 1 for now. These are the command sort of like tokens, which I'll come to as we go along, along with the command dials. These little things are actually for marking the edges of your play space. But as we have a mat, you can clearly see, or we can clearly see, I hope your camera's picking it up, between the mat and the vinyl. We can clearly see where the edges of space are. Okay, but that's what these are for. These are for marking edges of space. So they're pretty useless once you've got a proper map to plan. However,
You came up with a really good idea.
I came up with the idea. If you're not meant to move the ships off the table at any point, But if you need to, you can simply use one of these, stick it on the front corner, and then you can pick the ship up and you know where it was to start with.
That's for when you're changing the shields, because
Yeah,
it's very hard to reach over.
Sometimes when you're reaching over, it's hard to get to the shields, especially when they're further away. So if you use one of them, you can keep your place of your ship, so then you know no one's trying to move ships illegally. Anyway, in this scenario, it is the rebels that go first. Me! I shall lock that camera in place. So we're on a blue turn, we're on turn 1. So what happens during the first thing is there's a command phase. During the command phase, all the players get the command dials, these things, and they set what they're going to do. So during the first turn, you set all your command dials. So I've got 3 of these things to set. Now there's 4 things on there. That one is to do extra damage. Oh, what's the name of it? Concentrate fire. So that does extra damage basically. And if I use that on the turn that I pick it up, I can add 1 attack dice to any colour that is already in the attack pool. If I don't use that, I can turn it into one of these tokens. I can stick it next to my ship and use it later, but I only get a reroll instead of adding a whole new dice. And that's how it goes with each of the commands. You can either use it straight away to get the full benefit, or leave it for later to get a minor benefit. So also on there we have engineering symbol, which allows you to either move shields, that one there, it allows you to move shields from one side to another, or it allows you to repair a shield for 2 points, or it allows you to discard a damage card for 3 points. Now the points are what your engineering score is. So this bad boy, it's got 4 engineering, so each turn if I use an engineering I could potentially bring 2 shields back up, or repair a damage and move a shield. So it's quite useful, engineering. Bigger the ship, obviously it looks like you get more engineering, so it's quite useful. This one is navigate, which is you need to change your speed. Oh, sorry, the engineering one as well. If you only use a token, you only get half your engineering rounded up. Sorry, so the navigation, that changes your speed up or down a point. So each little ship's also got this little speed dial, which I'll start with 2 for this scenario. And you can move that up or down, which slows your ship down, speeds it up, basically. And if you use it during the command token phase, you get an extra turn. So we'll get to turns as we're moving later on. And finally you get the squadron. There it is. Which allows you to activate your squadrons. Normally squadrons can only move or attack. But if you use this ability, you can use them to move and attack before their turn. So if you need to, you can use it to jump on the enemy beforehand. Now as I said, I've got 3 of these things, so I've got to set what I'm going to do for the next 3 turns with my ships. I've got to think where it's going to be and what I'm going to need to do. So as this is a learning scenario and we're not playing competitively, I'm going to declare what I'm doing anyway. Normally you wouldn't do this, it's hidden from everybody. But I want to show you what I mean. So my first action I want to do is slow the ship down, because I'm going too fast. Then my next action, I'll probably go for some increased firepower. And my final action, I might bang a repair on there, because by then I might need it. So that gives me my 3 actions. I don't have to use these when they come up, I can turn them into tokens, but it's better if you do. So that's my planning, which you wouldn't normally show the other player or anybody else. But as this is a learning scenario, Claire gets to see them as well. So that's mine set. So we move over to yours now.
I'm not showing you mine.
Oh, fair enough.
Thanks for telling me yours. No, the Corvette, I'm going to go for the...
So it's got 1 command dial, so it gets to choose each turn what it's doing, so it can react immediately,
quite quick.
Which is handy.
Yeah, so this one I'm going to go for navigate.
Navigating?
Yeah, I'm navigating, because probably the first turn I'll want to move and do something, so, because it's quite a little, nifty little ship, quite quick.
Yeah.
So, for the Nebulon Bay, my first turn again is going to be movement, commanding, okay. And my second turn I was thinking command. Squadron command.
Let's see if that comes in.
If I have any knocking around. So, yeah. So there we go.
Cool.
So you get to see all 3 stages really, because the most at the moment we've got is 3 commands. So you've got a quick ship, which is the Corvette.
A medium ship.
A medium,
slow ship.
yeah. And then we've got the Nebulon B, which has 2 commands, and then obviously the one you really got to think about is the Empire ship.
I don't know if later on when they bring out the bigger ships they'll be even slower.
Probably,
you'll have to. Make sense.
Yeah, it would make sense,
We'll
and you'd have to really plan ahead for them.
We'll find out in time with the release details. I've only seen a mock-up picture of the next Star Destroyer, which is bigger than that, and I want it. And the Mon Calamari ship.
Mon Calamari.
Home one, I think it is.
Oh, I thought it'd be called It's a Trap.
Well, Akbar's on it. Anyway.
Oh, cool.
So, turn 1. Okay, so turn 1. So, the first phase is actually shooting, which we'll all be at a range for because that's the maximum shooting range. Right, well. So, basically...
Nowhere near.
Yeah, we're nowhere near.
We can wave at each other.
We can do. We can hurl insults at each other if you wanted. So the first thing we're going to have to go is straight to movement. So, you've got the movement ruler over there, and if you've got this little natty little thing, it clicks into different places, like so. And then you've got on your cards, so which ship are you moving first?
I'll move my Corvette first.
So you're currently moving at speed 2.
Mm-hmm.
You then reveal your command dial, which says navigate.
Navigate.
Which means you can up it or down it one.
So I'm going to move.
So you're going to change your speed to 3.
So that's my speed marker.
So you're going to change that to 3.
Hoping this is the right one.
Yep.
Yep.
3. And then basically now moving at speed 3.
This one here.
And this little chart here, if you can see that on the camera, that tells you how you can turn. So a little line like that means you can't turn. Then this means you can turn 1 yaw, as they call it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's 2 yaw. Now to represent that, we have this thing. So we'd have to move up to 1.
1.
Now we can't turn at 1. So we can turn at 2, which is there. So we can turn up to 1, and then we can turn up to 2. So that'll be the arc that the spaceship moves through. In addition, because this is the command dial you're using, you can add a notch onto one of the ones that isn't already at maximum. So you could actually turn that to 2 and turn it almost a right angle, like so, or whoosh. But that is the normal sort of maximum movement, or the other way. So, it's up to you how you move.
I think in this instance I'm just going to go plough straight ahead.
Straight forward.
Yeah,
okay.
All head full.
So what you do to do that, again, it's got these nasty little things on the edge. It'll probably be easier to actually
show you on this one actually.
I'll pick up this for a second.
Yeah.
Won't remember where that is. That locks into there, like so. And then you can measure the distance like that. Quite like that.
What were you saying about it can't be on a bend? If it was on a bend and it straddles the ruler, it's
yeah.
not allowed to do that.
You can move it either side, but you're not allowed to put it so the ship ends its movement over the top of the ruler. If that's the case, you just move it to the side and it shouldn't be over the top of the ruler then. Mm-hmm. It moves the same distance and ends up in the same place. So you're moving that all the way up to notch 3.
There you go.
Cool. And that is your first turn.
It is.
Then it moves over to the Empire to do something. Just going to swivel the camera around. So you move your capital ships first in the ship turn, and then the squadrons go afterwards. So I get to choose between my one ship or my other one ship. So it's the Victory class, obviously. We're going for another navigate. This time I'm going to slow it down. So just like Claire did, but the other way. So now I'm moving at speed 1. Suits me just fine.
You're just going to sit there and...
I'm just going to hover forward very slowly. So I can put that out to this side. And let's move this bad boy forward. One. Like so. Just float forward. Quite happily. Float. And there we go. So then it goes back to the Empire player, because obviously shooting first, I'd be out of range, then to movement. Now to your turn to move a ship.
To the rebel side.
Back to the rebel side.
Oh, I'm not an Empire.
You're not Empire.
I'm not Empire.
Rebel scum.
Mm.
So
So this one, command, I've got a command.
Yep.
So I'm
to
going to
navigate.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
You speeding up.
I think I might do. Yeah. I'll change my dial. 2, 3.
Just don't do what I did.
Oh, I'm crashing
When I was
straight
playing
into yours, yeah.
I decided to see what happened if I rammed into it. I was only doing what the box art said. Honestly, you look at the box art.
Which is over there. On there.
There you go, box art. See the picture cloth there, and that's an Nebulon B flying straight towards it. So I did that. It didn't end well.
It didn't, no.
Not for the Nebulon B anyway.
No. So with these guys, I'm going to probably go straight forward again because I
Got real
don't...
sound effects now.
Yeah, we have, haven't we? Excellent. I better move my ship while it's going.
That's the next one. Quick go!
Yeah, I don't want my side shields to face the guns on there really, so I want to try and protect myself.
Not for more than one turn anyway.
Yeah. So I'm going to just go straight forward for now.
Yeah.
And I'm going at 3.
You're now going to 3. Speed 3.
Go there. Whoosh.
Yeah, whoosh. Okay, so that's all the ships moved. That's the ship turn over, and now it moves on to the squadron's turns. So to move a squadron, what you do is, starting with the rebels, you pick a squadron and you move it, basically. That's that simple. There's no weird turny things. They can turn any direction they want because they're more nimble. It's not like X-Wing where you've got big turning arcs and stuff like that. Not that I've ever played X-Wing, I've just watched videos on it. I'll probably get it in the future because it looks pretty cool. But what we use for this is the speed movement. As we saw before, X-Wings can move up to 3. So you can either move or fight in a turn. You can only fight with things that are in range, which is that range 1 there. So you'll be moving your X-Wings, I imagine.
Yes.
So use that.
I'm going to move 2 this way.
Yeah. So when you're activating, you activate 2 squadrons at a time. And then you change the activation from blue to red, which Claire's already done. Like so. So then it would come over to me. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to move my squadrons in a bit to help defend my victory class for now. So I'm going to start. I can actually move them up to 4 if I wanted to. But if you're going to use a command, they've got to be within the medium range on this ruler. So when you're doing your command thing, they've got to be within that sort of range of the ship. So if I want to use that later, I have to keep them nearby. I haven't got any command coming up, so I could actually just hurl them straight forward towards those X-Wings. Which I might do actually. Just for fun. Whoosh. And whoosh. Like so. So then we go back over to the rebel player. What we have there is the other 2 X-Wing squadrons.
We're going to go this way, I think.
And follow that, are they?
Yeah.
Cool.
Off. Got stuck on my thumb.
Yeah. So now that you've moved all your squadrons, I have to finish moving all my stuff.
Oh no. Oh heck.
Yeah.
So I'll just go to sleep for now, shall I?
Yeah.
We're just having
Just
a
have a
party
drink.
on the Nebulon B.
Whoosh. Now, just for note, fighter squadrons do not block line of sight for shooting, and do not block your movement either. You just move through them, if you will. They get out of the way. Other ships do block line of sight for shooting, and you just crash into them if you try and move through them, which I discovered.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is basically turn 1. So not much happens because there was no shooting, we're just moving towards each other at a rapid pace. Unless you're this thing, it's very slowly floating along. So now we'll get on to turn 2. That's turn 2, which starts with the command phase again. So I've got to change the dial that I had up. And I'm probably going to want some... I went for engineering for the last one, so I'm going to go for shooting again. Like so. And that goes underneath my other 2 dials. So it's 3 turns away.
So for the Corvette, I'm going to change mine to probably shooting, I think.
I'm going to shoot.
Yeah, and even if I don't use that, like you said, I can use the
You can turn it into a token.
So, yeah. And I also have the Nebulon. So I'm going to probably change that to maybe an engineering, just in case I take any damage from anything.
The Nebulon B.
Because I can see those TIE fighters coming up. So if they decide to have a bit of a pop, or
Right.
anyone else.
Cool. Right, so Rebels first. Oh, turn that over to red.
So we know to
Change that to 2, so we'll get rid of the 1 there. So we're on
Yeah.
turn 2. And we've got red initiative.
So I think I'm going to use my Nebulon B this time. First off.
Nebulon's going first. So you've got a squadron command ability this turn.
Yeah. So that means I can...
So you can use that now if you want.
I might as well use that now, see what happens. Watch
So
it all go
I
pear-shaped.
said before, you go up to medium range to command squadrons, and the X-Wings are coming over again, I can hear them. So both those squadrons are in range. You've got a squadron value of 2, which means you command 2 squadrons.
Yep.
So you can use them to now move and attack
So
if you wish.
I might as well. I think I will.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, before you do that as well, you can actually shoot the Nebulon B at these guys as well.
Yeah.
Because the shooting comes first, so you can do that too.
Okay.
And the Nebulon B has 2 blue dice. You've got to check range. Range goes from the little yellow dots that are on the base. I don't think you'll be able to pick them up on the camera, just behind where all the firing dice are. So if you measure from that to there, you see these 2 squadrons are actually in the front arc, and that squadron's in the side arc. So you can fire. Now ships, when they fire from 2 arcs during the turn. You can't fire from the same arc twice unless you've got some upgrade that lets you do it. But standard, you can fire from 2 arcs, front, side, in this case, and you can shoot your anti-aircraft batteries at them if you want.
Yep.
You probably want to destroy them,
But at
unless
least...
you focus them both on one,
Mhm.
or you could try and damage them both.
I think I'll try and damage them both, and then when the squadrons go in, they've got a little less resistance, perhaps.
Yeah, okay. So you get 2 blue dice for your
blue dice.
anti-aircraft,
Right.
and you need to declare which arc you're firing from and what you're shooting at.
I'm going to go for my forward arc.
Forward arc to this one.
That one there, so yeah.
Yeah. So that's 2 dice. So you rolled a damage and a crit.
But crit doesn't matter.
No, correct. Against squadrons, you ignore the crit, so it takes 1 damage. To record the damage, I've picked this up, and twist this dial to 2 on there. Put it back, it was about there. So again, I would actually use markers and things to mark where your ships were, because
It's a bit fiddly,
it's fiddly
trying
just to stand over the table and do
try
all
and
this stuff.
twist the
Especially
dial.
with this camera right in my way. It might be easier if the camera wasn't here, but so if you're just playing a game and you're not videoing it, it might be a bit easier, but there you go. So that guy's took damage. So now you've got your side arc
Yep.
against
The guy at the
front
front.
squadron.
Yeah.
Because I can only hit that squadron.
So again,
again,
pretty
so-
much the same.
He's good.
Yeah.
So for now I'm going to pick these up and just do them. Excuse me, anyone who's watching that gets offended, but there we go. This is only a training scenario anyway.
Yeah.
So, you can use your command ability to attack with, move and attack with the X-Wings.
So move these in.
X-Wings can move up to 3, so I'd attack
The front one
with that one, and then the back one with that one.
Yep.
And your attack range is the 1 value on this rule.
Yeah.
So obviously you're in range now. So now you can attack.
So this is when
So now you get 4 blue dice.
I get 4 blue dice because of this little...
And the X-Wing music starts.
Yeah.
That's, is that X-Wing music? Jedi music.
Jedi music.
General Rebel music.
So nothing on that one.
It's nothing, but you do get 4 dice. So
another
just
reroll on this one. Well,
yeah,
not,
exactly.
Yeah.
Actually, there's no
Nothing.
effect on these because they don't have any special abilities.
Yeah. So that was rather rubbish.
So that was unfortunate.
That was tosh.
So now the second squadron, this one.
Let's hope these do a bit better. Oh, we've got,
So
we've
it's
got
1
one.
damage.
1 damage.
Followed by
Nothing.
nothing. So he's taking another damage. That could have gone better.
That could have gone better.
In any game we've played so far, the X-Wings have done much better than
They
that.
have. My dice rolls are just appalling this morning, obviously.
That fares well for me. So now all that's left to do is move your frigate. Which is now moving at speed 3.
Yes, so
So you don't get any extra turn bonuses this turn. But you don't want to go flying off the map either.
True. So I might have to bend ever so slightly round, I think.
I keep your front towards the victory if I were you.
Yeah.
If that
So
thing starts
let me
firing,
have
you're
a
going to know about it.
So I'm moving at 3, did you say that was round?
Yeah. 3. Okay, so you can, your speed 3, have you got the card? Let's show it to the camera so we can see it. So at the speed 3, there's no movement on the first yaw, and then up to 1 on the second, and up to 2 on the third. So, is that, you happy with that?
Yep.
It's a slight kink. Just to move that X-wing a bit out.
So
Just there. So if you do collide with ships, the opposing player moves the ships out of the way. Just for note.
Yeah.
And generally they're touching, they'll be touching the moving capital ship. But the enemy player gets to decide where they go. Not that it usually makes much difference. Okay, so Empire. Got the Empire. Okay, so my command token this turn was attack. Well predicted. So I get to add dice to my dice pools.
I forgot to change them.
Oh, you didn't
How
change.
bad of me.
You can change that. Yeah, change the activation to blue for next turn. So my range, I'm going to be shooting at the Nebulon B frigate. It goes without saying. It's going to be at maximum range though, so it's red dice only. And I can see its side with both my front and side arcs.
Yeah.
Just. That's literally, yeah, just. It's the width of that. That's the how much I can see it. So, red dice from the front arc first. Now I'm adding one for my command bonus, but it's 3 basic, so I'll go up to 4, shooting at your side arc, which is 1 shield.
Yeah.
That's 4 damage.
Ooh.
1 on that dice, 1 on that dice, and 2 on that dice. So that's 4, plus the extra dice, which is a critical. It's going to be a total of 5 damage, which is enough to actually nuke your ship.
Yeah.
Nearly. So, in reaction to this, what you can do is use your special orders. You are at long range, so you can use your evade to ignore my 2 dice if you want.
Yes, I can, yeah.
Or you can use brace to half the damage,
Okay,
which in this case will have the same effect.
yeah.
Because halving the damage rounding up is from 5 is 3.
3.
Taking that 2 off is 3. So they're both the same. So you're going to use your evade first.
I'm going to use my evade first.
While you're at wrong range. So what you do is, if Claire shows you, you have this little evade counter next to your ship. All you do is simply do that, turn it to red. You can use it again on red, but if you do use it when it's on red, you lose it for the rest of the game. If you leave it on red, you get it refreshed next turn. It's best if you can avoid using them, but they are there to save your life if you need them. So I rolled one of them, which I re-rolled into that, so we're going to need to get more dice for a start. You got rid of that one.
Yep.
So I'll put up to what the other dice was, just for stop confusion. So it actually caused 3 damage. Now you've got 1 shield on that side, which is now gone, because that negates one of the damage.
Change that to 0.
To 0. And that leaves you with 1 damage and 1 critical. So we use the damage cards now, which are over here. I'll show you them. So you'll take that one, and the first one that you take when you take critical, and you'll only take 1 critical in any attack, you turn over to make a critical damage. Which in this case is...
Coolant discharge. Only 1 attack you perform each round can target a ship.
Right. So that's crippled your ability to do damage.
Yes.
To me. And then you'll take a downside damage card, which you won't apply the critical effect to. But in total that's 2 damage you've taken, which leaves you with 3 hull points.
Yes.
That was a pretty effective round of shooting, it's not over. So now this, unfortunately.
Boom. I can see this going boom.
So now you're going to take 2 other hits. 2 other hits in the same place. But
I think they are actually.
Yeah, well, that's what we're doing, yeah. But this is a separate attack, which means you can use another counter against it.
Right.
Now, I might not roll very well. I haven't rolled very well. I've rolled nothing and a accuracy. Now these accuracy, what they mean is basically I can say you're not allowed to use one of your special abilities. So I could say you're not allowed to use your brace for impact, but you've got 2 of them, so that'd be pointless. So I could say you're not allowed to use your evade. So if I rolled a few of them, then I could stop you from using all your special abilities. But obviously the more of them I roll, the less damage I'm rolling as well. So it swings and roundabouts. But in this case, you've got off with no extra damage. Very lucky. So now all I'm left to do is move my ship. So pass with movement around.
Pick it up. Fumbling there.
It moves forward a whole 1 space. There we go.
Boom.
Like so. Right, so now you move your other ship, which is the Corvette. So first thing is shooting. Well, first thing is to reveal your command dice.
So my command dice is
Shooting.
actually shooting. Shooty shooty.
So
See where I
I'm
am.
probably free to measure things. Yeah. Ouch.
Oh.
And move things randomly. You are out of range of the victory, unfortunately. But you are in range to shoot that squadron just by the skin of its teeth.
Right.
So you may as well
I might as well have a pop.
throw it down with that thing. You'll get an extra dice for your attack pool because
Yeah.
you're using your concentrate fire.
And that was
2
2
accuracies.
accuracies, so that's nothing basically.
Well, it was worth a shot.
It was. Excuse
Just
the pun.
out of range,
Anyway.
unfortunately.
So
now it's
we'll go
movement.
for the movement. So
And you're moving at 3.
I'm moving at 3. So
And again, you might want to turn a little bit because you don't want to fly off the board.
No, that's true.
And you do want to get behind the victory, that's its weak spot.
Yes.
Spoilers!
So I'm going to move something like that.
Something like that. So you have to put it on the inside.
On this one here.
Have you got that there?
Got that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it has to be those squadrons at the back.
Right.
And it'll move to the just behind that squadron. See, it's a pity you can't move and fire, but that's the whole point
That's
of
the
the
whole
game.
point of it. That's
It makes you think about
makes
where
you
you're
think about where you're going to be when you want to fire.
Yeah.
And that's not where I wanted to be.
That's not too bad because As long as you move the Nebulon B first, which you'll have to, that'll move out of the way.
Yeah, I'll have to.
Or you just fly straight into it.
I could do, yeah.
See what
And
happens.
scrape down the side of it, do a little key scrape down the side.
Ramming speed. That's not an option, unfortunately, in this game. It's a shame. I'd have it. That's the one rule I think
Or
should
like
be
Ben
in.
Hur.
Ramming speed.
The little guy with little bongos on there going boom, 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 boom.
I was thinking more like War from First Contact. Today is a good day to die.
I don't think those guys on the Nebulon B think that.
No, that's true.
They're all running around going.
So, squadrons. So, your squadron starts. These two have been exhausted because you've used them.
Yes, I've used them. So it's these guys over
These
here.
guys.
I think they're going to fly headlong.
You can't move and shoot with them, you can only move.
I can only move.
So it's... in a way, you don't want to attack first because then they'll get the shot.
True.
You want to stay out of
range.
that range anyway. So maybe move them to the...
To there, yeah.
Move them both to better because that's both under the movement. Yeah. You don't want to be the one that flies into combat first because then the enemy will attack first. Unless you've used a command ability. Okay. So the other thing about squadrons, once you're in combat, you're in combat. You can't move out of combat until one side's destroyed. So these 3 ships here are all locked in combat with the other 2 X-Wing squadrons.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what's going to happen now. So we're going to start with these 2 that you've attacked.
Mm-hmm.
We'll start with him. Now he gets 3 dice. So those are 3 blue dice that you use. And he scores a hit on the X-Wing.
Which one? This one here?
Yeah.
No. I thought I could have done it, but no. Yeah.
And then, here we go. And then this one behind him, attacking him.
Mm-hmm.
Scores another hit. Now as you've exhausted all your squadrons, I still keep going. So the next one is this guy. And he can get to use the swarm ability. In fact, he could have used the swarm ability actually, I forgot. I'll not do it now then. The swarm ability means they could have both used the swarm ability actually. What am I thinking? As long as you've got another squadron attacking, use the swarm ability. There we go. While attacking a squadron, engage with another squadron. May reroll dice. Actually, no, they couldn't have used it. He is the first one to use it. I was right in my head. I was right in my own head. Shut up. So because these 2 have been attacked by one of the TIE Fighter squadrons already, this guy can reroll one of these dice basically, because they're now swarming them. And I'll reroll that one. And this is against him, by the way, at the back. 3 damage. That's crippling. I'll leave you with 1.
Yes.
It's bad. TIE Fighters don't usually perform this well. So I will throw them in against your X-Wings.
Okay.
They're all in range, so I'll just activate them and move them because they can't move on attack. There we go. Because that's their job. TIE Fighters aren't really anti-ship weapons, they're anti-fighter weapons. So I'll just use my numbers to squish you.
Mm-hmm.
And that is that turn over. So next we'll move on to turn 3. Okay, so turn 3. So those command dice. Probably I'm gonna, I don't know. I'm gonna go for more damage actually. I'm just gonna throw that one back in and see what happens.
So for the Nebulon B, I'm currently on a swarm.
Swarm.
So I'm going to change that actually to just shooty.
Shooty.
Just a shooting.
Next turn. You're hoping you're behind the.
I'm hoping I might end up behind. And for the Corvette, I'm going to do pretty much the same.
Shooty.
Shooty for the Corvette.
Cool. So we need to change the turn counter from 2 to 3. Which is an E if it's upside down. And change the activation to blue.
Yeah.
So that's that done. And then just choose whether you're doing the Nebulon or the Corvette first.
I think we'll do the Nebulon first.
Probably very wise.
And get that somewhere safe.
That way you don't slam into the side of the victory.
Yeah. So
So engineering.
Engineering, because I've got a engineering one, which
Engineering token. So you've got your engineering is up to your engineering points.
So I have 3 engineering points.
Yeah.
So this says I can discard even
Damage.
a damage card.
So you're going to get rid of that critical damage.
That one.
I'm going to remove that.
Bye bye.
You don't want that there.
Go away.
We don't want your kind of damage here. So now you can actually fire twice at the ship as well.
Yeah. So.
You've heard that damage.
Yeah. So,
Okay, so shooty.
shooty next. I always forget.
Shooty first. Yeah, it's difficult to remember.
Remembering what phrase.
I mean, I like it.
Going, looking at you, going, help.
It works in this game.
Yeah.
It makes you think more. But in every other game I think I've ever played it,
it's a movement then shoot.
Yeah. There's probably many games out there that do the same thing as this. And if there is any, then let me know in the comments.
Unfortunately, my head's a bit screwy today.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. So you are actually at long range still, if you look at that.
Yeah, I am.
Because it's yellow to yellow.
Yeah.
And if you did the same, so it's long range shots.
I'll give it a go.
But your front arc has got 3 shots, all long range.
So let's go for it.
So it really doesn't matter because you've only got red dice at the front anyway.
Yeah. So I'm shooting that.
And you've got using extra dice because you've got the command ability.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's that? Regen?
Oh sorry, yeah.
Yes.
And you need to regenerate.
I need to regen that.
I've got to do that.
Got to do that.
Yeah.
So.
4 dice. You shoot at the side.
Side. Yeah.
I measured it to the side, so
yeah.
I'm just assuming.
So we've got two
you've got
crits
2 critical damage.
and a shot.
And one of them. So, because you can only count 1 critical, that's damage, but it's only 1 critical, just reroll that.
So I'm going to roll that one. And a shot.
So it'll be 4 damage in total, 1 of them critical.
Yeah.
I've got 3 side shields. I'm going to use the brace for impact ability. You didn't roll any accuracies, so I can do that.
Yeah.
Which means I take half damage, which takes 4 to 2 damage.
And
for some reason, that's already on 1. I didn't set that.
Oh, right.
That was preemptive, wasn't it?
That might have been my fault when I was setting them last night.
Oh, right.
I didn't realise.
Pull my shields off my ship, why don't you? Well, it's set where it's meant to be now. It's on 1. Okay. So you get to fire with your side arc.
Yeah.
Which is 2 dice.
2 dice.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
It's 3 attacks again.
3 attacks.
I could use brace again, or I can redirect that. I am going to redirect that damage to my front shields. Because it has to be an adjacent field. So it's either the back, which means I still take 2 hits. I'm going to need that in a minute, I think. And my front's going to be less open in a minute, I think, as well. So, apart from those X-wings, but hopefully they'll be blown up. So that's all 3 damage onto my front shields, leaving me with no front shields. That's quite bad from a shield perspective.
And
okay, now you
now
need to
for
move.
movement. So I'm currently still moving at 3.
So yeah, you don't want to go flying off the board, remember?
Yeah.
Because then you lose.
So we'll go like that, I think. I have to do it that side.
Yeah.
So,
Sharp turn. To left feet.
yeah.
That walks into that.
Yeah.
You never one's there.
If I did move it where I was allowed to click it, I'd go into the side, I think. Or I'd just clip the edge of it or something. So
Yeah.
it's better to do that than
Yeah.
slamming into it.
Definitely. Okay.
Right.
Now it's my turn to move the victory class. So we start with shooting. So who do I want to shoot at? I think the Nebulon. Because I've already knocked your shields down
You
that
have.
side. So I can see with my rear arc and my side arc again. Oh, I haven't shown my command dice. Aha! It's engineering. So that's 4 engineering points. I'm going to use those engineering points to raise 2 shields. Which is 1 on that side and 1 on the front in case I need it. You can't raise your shields above the starting, so I mean ideally I'd have thrown all them on the back, but I can't because there's only 1 shield. So, shooting. You are at a
Very close.
medium range to me,
Yes.
unfortunately for you,
Yes.
which gives me an extra dice, because I've got a blue dice in there. So the side arc is 2 red, 1 blue, which is that, because you're at medium range.
Mhm.
That's the one that causes any damage. So medium range, you can make me re-roll that with your evade.
Mhm.
You can brace, but that won't make any difference because rounded up it's still 1.
It's still going to be 1, so I don't think I'll do anything.
You're
'cause
going to save your evade for the next shot,
Yeah.
just in case it's worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that's 1 damage face down. So there's a damage card back.
Thank you.
And then my rear arc, again at your side arc because there's a straight line there.
Mhm.
That's 1
Ooh.
accuracy and a critical hit. So I'm going to stop you from using the evade.
So I'll have to use
Brace, which
the
makes a
brace.
difference.
Yeah.
So that's going to stop you from using the evade, and that's going to make you take a critical
Yeah.
hit. So that is...
That is crew. While attacking you cannot spend
Alright, so you stop
Those-
from using them.
accuracy items. Blinded gunners.
I blinded you gunners. And now I'm going to move. A whole 1 space. It's a good showing from the Empire today, actually. What am I doing? I don't know where this goes. Oh, I'm dead by now.
No, I think we're doing well this time.
Oops, did that. You're still going to want to try and avoid hitting me.
Yeah.
A turn will do it now. You should be able to turn it there. But then you're going to want to avoid hitting the nail on me, I guess.
know, yeah.
That would be disastrous.
But
Flying into
yeah.
your own shit.
Kaboom.
That'd be even worse.
Mm.
Okay, and it's your turn. So do you want to shoot first?
Yes. Yes, we shall shoot.
No. All your front arc is medium range.
Yep. And I've got the shoot on my command, so
And your side arc is a medium range to fire at the TIE fighters with your anti-aircraft gun.
okay,
So
okay.
it's your choice. What do you want to do?
Shoot at the
You can actually shoot at my rear arc.
yeah.
Now,
I'll shoot at the victory.
to be fair, you can shoot straight at my rear arc. And I would do that
I'll
because
give
I've
it a
got a
go.
shield there.
Yeah.
So it's 2 red and 1 blue. You get to add a dice, which I would say go blue.
Yep.
Yep. So that's 3 damage to my rear and 1 critical.
Mhm.
So I'm going to redirect that damage onto my other side shield. Using my other redirect. So I'll still take a critical hit and all my shield on this side are down. So I took a critical hit, and that critical hit is compartment fire. You can't ready your defence tokens. Well, that's me dead.
is that the tokens that you use?
Yeah.
Ah.
So now, if I want to use them again now, I'm going to have to expire them until I repair that damage.
Eek.
Damn it. That was pretty critical.
I think you'll be alright.
That's pretty bad, actually.
You'll be fine. So I need to now move. don't
You
I?
can actually still shoot,
Can
I believe. Hold on.
I? Okay.
Let me just check the rules. I can't see any reason in there where you can't shoot at the TIE fighters that are in combat with the X-Wings. If I'm wrong and you're watching this, please let me know. As far as I know, you are just in range to shoot that TIE fighter squadron.
Right.
So you can throw 2 dice at that bad boy, because
Oh, let's go for it.
your attack icon up. That's 2 damage. Down to 1. Which is worth doing.
Yeah.
I can't see anything that says you can't fire into a combat.
Okie dokie.
Right. So now you're going to want to move.
Yes. So, let's see. I'm moving at 3. So.
We just worked out you're literally skimming the back of the Empire ship,
Yes.
which is a very dangerous thing to do, but
Needs must.
needs must. Stop you from hitting the Nebulon B
Yeah.
frigate. So you'll move that to that.
there.
It does leave you in a good position to fire next turn.
It does, yeah. That's if he's still there.
Well, the victory's already shot on it, and you'll get to go next.
Yeah.
So that's not a bad place to be. Really.
So next we need to resolve these squadrons.
Squadrons, alright. So you go first. Pick which ones you
So
want.
we'll go these first. So him against him.
If the deck ones can fire a bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 2 damage. 3 damage. Well, that's you dead. That's the first casualty of the day.
Yeah.
That's 8
So-
points to the rebellion.
This one is next.
Rebel scum. And that's the second casualty to the rebellion.
I think you'll get one with this one though, because he's
I'm gonna
he's
have to
on
do
one,
that.
isn't he? I mean,
Gonna have to.
yeah.
So I'm gonna attack your X-Wing squadron, just as you pointed out. Got him.
Yeah.
Sure, we should attack the other one now.
Yeah.
Would cause more damage. So next 2 X-Wing squadrons.
Yep. Go for this one.
Who are you attacking?
Him.
Yeah.
Him with him. I've seen they're close together, aren't they?
Yeah. So that's 1 damage. 2 damage.
2 damage. I'll change that for you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm ready to
So he's
squadron as well.
on 1.
And you get your other X-Wing squadron. You can shoot the same squadron. He's got 1 damage. You can shoot that one in the middle. He's got 1 damage.
Might as well shoot him and see if I can get rid of him.
The one you shot at before.
No, that one.
Middle one.
Yeah.
It's 1 damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to roll the 4th dice. That's 3 TIE Fighter squadrons I've lost. Okay, so TIE Fighter squadron which is damaged. Against your X-Wing squadron. It's 2 damage. I'm going to be sneaky and attack him with the same one, so he gets a reroll. Which is 2 damage. And a reroll. No, 4 damage.
So 4 damage. Oof.
Got 1 left.
That was a good one.
And those 2 squadrons need to be activated. as
I'll
well.
activate him for you.
Cool.
There you go.
So far, I'm scoring 13 points. I've knocked out an X-Wing squadron. And you're scoring 24 points because you've knocked out 3 of my squadrons. So far, the rebels are winning.
Yay.
Now we move on to turn 4.
So,
Turn 4, turn that over into
red.
red. Oops, for the 4th counter then, without throwing them all over the place. You ready any defence tokens used? Which you haven't, and I can't because I'm damaged. And then we do the command, and I'm going to go for engineering. Because I need rid of that. That's going to be another 2 turns. So I'll see that. Damn it.
So the Nebulon, I'm going to do engineering again because I've got that crew blinded.
And let me guess, you're going to fire living crap out the back of the machine.
Yeah, for the Corvette, I'm going to do shooty.
Yeah, don't blame me. So which ship are you going to do for that?
Oh, let me think.
Corvette,
Can I do Slave 1? No, I'll check.
Yeah, when we get it.
I'm going to do the Corvette.
So I'm just
Give
going
it a go.
to see if you're close. Yeah. Can't get any closer.
Are you sure? I could probably get on the,
hitting it.
on the back, sit on the back.
So you got your front against my back and your side against my back, yeah?
Yep.
Is that right? So you get the extra dice for your brace rule. We haven't used any tokens yet, we've
No,
used
we
the rules
haven't.
of the come up, haven't we?
Getting that.
So we have 4 hits. So the shields will take 1, that's 3 hits. Oh, if I use any of my defence tokens, I'm going to lose them. If I don't, my ship's going to blow up. So that's 3 hits. I'm going to redirect and lose one of my redirects forever. Directing 2 of those hits over there
To this one.
to that shield.
So what do you want that one on?
That'll be 0.
0.
I'm going to take 1 damage face down. Oh, face up because it's critical. And that is a capacitor failure. That's great. So now I can't pull my shields back up either.
Ah.
If there's no shields there already.
Oh.
Which is everything apart from the front.
You've got one at the front.
So I can still bring shields up to the front. That's it.
Yay!
I've taken 2 damage, which leaves me with 6.
Mm.
And then you get to fire your second round.
Yep.
Which is 1 red, 1 blue.
1 red, 1 blue.
Plus 1.
Plus blue.
Yeah, for
Yep.
your command ability. So that's 3 damage, 1 critical. Well, 3 crits. But you only ever take 1 critical damage per round.
Right.
I'm going to brace and lose that. Which reduces that to 2 damage. So 1 face up. There's another capacitor failure, so that was really no effect. Apart from stopping me from ever repairing it. And 1 face down damage. So my ship's taken half of its damage now. Defensively, I'm knocked out now.
Yeah, you're a bit dead in the water.
Offensively, I am not.
No. I think you could probably get the Nebulon Bay, to be quite honest.
I'm going to have to try and focus on one or the other. Yep, so it's my ship's turn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you need to move, don't you?
I need to move. I'll move over.
So I'm thinking too far, hadn't
Yeah.
I? That was a killing blow anyway.
If I go straight ahead, do you think I'll hit anything? No, I'll probably miss stuff, won't I?
Yeah, I think straight ahead might be.
Yeah, so...
Perhaps turn on the last bit.
This one?
2. Yeah.
Like so.
I think that's
Then,
wise.
yeah.
And then you
That
just
round. To there.
to
Oh,
there.
sorry. There,
That's
sorry.
right. Measure from the front.
My fault.
That's right. So you just swerved past your Nebulon B frigate.
Waved at it. Bye-bye.
Waved it as you've gone. Okay, Empire. We have a concentrate firepower. And you are at long range and you are at medium range, but all your shields are still up. Though I can fire at your rear shields. Just. You'll take revenge on the Corvette as I try and finish. You got 3 damage on the Nebulon, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah, Nebulon B.
Nebulon. You only need to hit it.
Nebulon B. That's where it's going. This is at long range though. So that's 5 damage. Holy hellfire.
Yeah.
Plus again extra dice for the brace.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
7 damage.
Yeah. I don't think I can do anything with that, to be quite honest.
7 damage coming at me.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
So I think no matter what I do, it's going
You
to go...
brace, that halves it to 4, which is still more than you can take.
Yeah.
If you evade 1 dice, you're still going to take 5 damage.
Yeah. So
At
it's
best.
baboon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you've blown it up good and proper.
Well, that's a first.
There you go.
So we remove that from the table. The rebels have been wounded. And now I'm going to kick you in the ass. Because I've still got my rear guns to fire.
Mm-hmm.
At your rear. Or it'll be this. It'll be the rear or it'll be this side. No, it's the rear. There's clear fire. It's 3 damage. You got 2 evades and a redirect. You take the damage to your rear and side shield, not take any actual damage.
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
So use a redirect. You take 1 damage on your rear. And redirect the rest to this side,
Yeah.
which is out of the way. Wow, I didn't realise Nebulon B was going to get blown up this time.
I did.
Did you?
Yeah, I
honestly
did.
didn't.
Because I thought my shield was at 0. I thought you've got every chance of blowing that up now.
Yeah, the sides on that thing don't do very well, do
No.
they? Right, so squadrons. So you
Yeah.
can't take 2 squadrons. It's up to you. They're all in combat, because
yeah.
they're still in combat.
I think we'll resolve these.
You do those 2 first.
Yeah.
Okay, so who against who?
Him against him.
Yep, so that's 4S. Kaboom! Don't need to roll 4.
And that one against that one.
Nothing. One more. Nice to roll. That's one hit.
So.
Him against him.
Yep.
1 hit. It's down to 3 hits.
Yep.
And then you can shoot back.
Nothing.
Ooh, some bad shooting. One more shot though. That's 1 hit. And our last TIE Fighter Squadron.
So you need to be activated.
Yeah. Our last TIE Fighter Squadron. Just 3 shots against the back one. 1 hit.
So that was on 4, wasn't it? So.
That was on 5. That
was it?
Full health.
Alright. Okay.
No, it's on 4. Should have shot the front one really. I had 1 hit.
Yeah.
Took him out. Damn it! Didn't even see that. I wasn't paying attention. Okay. Right. So that's that turn over. That's turn 4.
Yeah.
So now moving on to turn 5. Turn 5. It's heating up.
Yeah.
So
Corvette.
turn that over to blue. And turn 5. And you go first. It's Corvette.
Corvette. Against the Victory.
Which class? Yep.
Class, yeah.
Rear and side have no
Rear and-
shields, so it's you can aim for any with any. You can hit with your back and your side.
Yeah, I'll do both.
What's your command token, sir?
Shooty shooty.
Shooty. So you're going for the extra dice.
Yeah.
So that's your side dice with the extra.
Alright, I'll do that one first.
Against my side.
Just that.
Doesn't matter
Yeah.
in this case. So you've got that. So you stop me from using my redirect,
Yeah.
and you've caused 2 damage on me.
Mhm.
Which I've got to take, because there's nothing to do about that. I'll leave you with 2 damage left.
Right.
And now you've got your rear attack with this extra dice, so that's 2 red. That's 2 more damage. Don't have any shields on the other side? No. And you can stop me from using it anyway, using your accuracy.
Mhm.
It's 2 more damage. There goes the victory class.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
literally nothing I can do about that.
Oof.
Goodbye. Boom.
Boom.
Death Star goes up. That's what it needs. It needs an explosion on the board. If I had some editing software, I could put one in. Wow, there we go. That's that. Need to move the Corvette. Eh?
Yes.
The end of this game is now a foregone conclusion. Don't underestimate the Corvette.
Yeah. I'm just laying this out so I can see where it would end up. It's going to end up about there.
Yeah, that's where you want
So
it.
that's
isn't it?
where I want it to be, really. So it's running off now. It's done its thing. It's
Now it's your turn as the Empire. Sorry, yeah.
Rebels.
I'm changing sides. You're the Empire now.
Okay, we're gonna shoot this one with this one then.
Win. Go on.
Yeah, those two. So
Yeah, they're going on first.
yeah.
So 4 dice.
4 dice.
That's 2 hits and 1 more dice. 3 hits. You're gone, my friend.
Ooh.
You are my last hope. Oh, there is another.
Yeah.
But you get to shoot again, so you activate 2 squadrons
Oh
around.
right. Okay.
So,
So shoot this one.
yep. That's 1 hit,
1 hit.
and if you roll a hit, that's game over.
Yep.
Game over. You've
Wow.
tabled me. 5.
Well, that's the first time that happened. 'Cause
That's
when,
it.
Yeah, when we were doing the practicing, we've always had the 3 ships left, and the squadrons have gone, haven't they?
Occasionally, one of the when I rammed the Nebulon B to the
Yeah.
victory, that went. But
Yeah.
so far, the Nebulon B's been the only casualty.
Mm.
Well, that's definitely a rebel win before the end of the game on turn 6. Because
That's
the game only runs 6 turns. Yeah, that surprised me actually.
yeah, it has actually, because
You've nuked me victory.
yeah, sorry.
So the score there would be. So the Rebels have scored 123 points. I think that's right. and I've scored 70. There we go, it's definitely a rebel victory.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm going to blow that Nebula on B. So that's the game in short. I hope that's shown you how it runs. There'll be a few special rules we haven't covered probably, and we may have got something wrong. If we have, please leave in the comments, because we're only learning this ourselves. But I hope that's been helpful. And the next time you'll see this, we'll probably play a full battle, as in using the core game contents, which will be a 180 point battle. So we'll have the Grand Moff. And Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
And we'll have another character, I can't remember her name.
Wolf.
And we'll have General Dodonna as well.
Dodonna, yeah. What's her name? Wolf.
And that'll be a
Hell
Wolf, Hell
something like that.
Hell Woman. Don't know. I'll find out for the next game. But the Rebel side comes to 180 points and the Empire side comes to 179 points, I believe. And I worked it out. So that'll be the next game we have. Well, Commander's in there, so we'll be playing the full game next time. This was just a learning game, so I hope you've enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more Armada stuff. Please tell us in the comments. And take care.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Bye.